Hello, Levelcast learners. Welcome to your weekly update on important events from around the world. We're here to help you practice your English while staying informed. Let's get started with the news for the week of June 8, 2026. News 1 of 27. First, Chinese President Xi Jinping has arrived in Pyongyang, North Korea. He is there to improve the relationship between China and North Korea. This visit comes after North Korea has become closer with Russia, which has made the relationship with China a bit difficult. Kim Jong-un, the leader of North Korea, welcomed President Xi Jinping, hoping to make their ties stronger again. News 2 of 27. In Australia, two former leaders, Julia Gillard and Anthony Albanese, have spoken out against a campaign targeting the Victorian Premier, Jacinta Allen. For about 6 weeks, trucks with billboards have been seen around Melbourne. These billboards show the phrase, "Ditch the Witch," next to a picture of Jacinta Allen wearing a pointed black hat. This kind of message has been strongly criticized by both former Prime Minister Gillard and current Prime Minister Albanese. News 3 of 27. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has discussed his meeting with Roman Abramovich, a Russian billionaire. Zelensky said he met Abramovich in Kyiv as a secret way to talk to Russian President Putin. Abramovich offered to take a silent message about peace talks back to Moscow. In a wide-ranging interview, President Zelensky also spoke about Donald Trump, King Charles, and how Ukraine is ready to share its experience with drone warfare with Western countries. News 4 of 27. A Japanese city has closed nearly 100 schools after a bear was seen, which is very unusual for the area. Police and hunters in Utsunomiya, a city about 100 kilometers north of Tokyo, are searching for the animal. Bears are not normally seen so close to the capital city, and this sighting has caused schools to close as a safety measure. News 5 of 27. A court in Dublin has sent a senior lieutenant from the Kinahan criminal group to jail for 24 years. Sean McGovern pleaded guilty to 2 charges related to a deadly gang war. He was brought back to Ireland from the UAE to face these charges. This sentence is an important step in dealing with organized crime. News 6 of 27. The situation in the Middle East has become more serious as Israel and Iran have exchanged attacks. This has raised worries that a full-scale regional war could start again. Lebanon's president has said he will not meet Israel's Prime Minister Netanyahu until the war ends. At the same time, a wave of U.S. attacks has put a fragile truce to its biggest test. Bahrain, Kuwait, and Jordan were targeted by Iran. Donald Trump says the U.S. and Iran are close to signing a peace agreement, but Tehran says no final decision has been made. News 7 of 27. President Zelensky hopes that councils controlled by the Reform UK party will allow Ukrainian flags to be flown again. In an exclusive interview with The Guardian, the Ukrainian president said that a small mistake can break a big friendship. This shows his concern about how political decisions in other countries might affect support for Ukraine. News 8 of 27. The European Union is planning new sanctions against Moscow. These plans include banning Russian soldiers from entering the EU. This new set of measures, the 21st since the full invasion of Ukraine, also targets Russian banks, cryptocurrency companies, and the Kremlin's oil reserves. Sanctions are economic punishments meant to pressure a country. News 9 of 27. A powerful earthquake in the southern Philippines has caused at least 37 deaths. The magnitude 7.8 quake has damaged many buildings. People are being warned not to go into these damaged buildings because there is a risk of aftershocks, which are smaller earthquakes that happen after a big one. News 10 of 27. Pope Leo's visit to Spain has caused quite a stir. He upset Barcelona football fans by saying he is a fan of Real Madrid. During his visit, the Pope also spoke strongly about the need to treat migrants more humanely. He made this call during his final stop in Gran Canaria, at a place often called the Dock of Shame, due to its association with migrant deaths. News 11 of 27. The world's first wind-powered underwater data center has started operating in China. Located off the coast of Shanghai, this innovative data center uses less power and water than similar centers on land. This technology aims to make data storage more environmentally friendly. News 12 of 27. A new survey suggests that only 1 in 10 Europeans now see the US as an ally. The poll, which included 15 countries, found deep mistrust. Most people surveyed doubted that the US would help them if they were attacked. This indicates a significant change in how Europe views its relationship with the United States. News 13 of 27. The Pentagon has released an updated list of Chinese companies that are reportedly helping China's military. This list includes well-known names like BYD and Alibaba, among many other top technology firms. This move could increase tensions between China and the United States. News 14 of 27. A passenger on a train to London has received the first sentence for harassment under a new law. David Stroud grabbed a woman's hair and asked if he could kiss her. This happened just 2 days after the new legislation, which aims to protect people from harassment, took effect. News 15 of 27. Japanese manga fans are asking Donald Trump to stop using characters from manga in his online posts. There is renewed anger because the White House has used manga and anime images, with the US president being shown as the ninja character Naruto. Fans feel this use is inappropriate. News 16 of 27. A letter to the editor suggests that the United Nations ignoring Germany could be costly. Michael Pfeiffer writes that if the UN doesn't need Germany's voice or influence, it might also lose Germany's large financial contribution. This highlights the importance of Germany's role in international organizations. News 17 of 27. A study has found that 4 days of extreme rain in Indonesia killed 7% of the world's rarest great apes. The critically endangered Tapanuli orangutan population decreased significantly after heavy rain and landslides in North Sumatra. These events were made worse by the climate crisis. News 18 of 27. In Argentina, hundreds of thousands of people have gathered to mourn Carlos Indio Solari, a rock star unknown to much of the world. People queued for miles to remember him, showing the strong love and loyalty he inspired across generations, especially among the working class. News 19 of 27. A beach in Sardinia has banned umbrellas for people aged 10 to 65. This unpopular decision in Villasimius has led to incredulous Italians asking if they should bring their grandparents to the beach to stay safe, as the elderly are not included in the ban. News 20 of 27. Kyiv has premiered an opera about Ukrainian children abducted by Russia. The performance of excerpts from Mothers of Kherson was highly emotional, with the First Lady and affected families in the audience. This event brought tears and a sense of shared pain and healing. News 21 of 27. Today's briefing asks, what would it take for streets to be safe for everyone? While violent crime is decreasing, hate crime is increasing. The newsletter looks at what we can all do to make our shared public spaces safer for everyone. News 22 of 27. A French man is on trial, accused of raping his partner after being in contact with Dominique Pellicot. The man is accused of giving his partner drugs and filming her abuse. Pellicot was previously jailed for drugging his wife and inviting men to rape her, showing a disturbing connection between the cases. News 23 of 27. A 38-year-old Brazilian woman is accused of years of elaborate fraud by pretending to be a child. Amanda Maria Souza de Oliveira faces fraud charges for allegedly convincing a family to take her into their home under false pretenses. News 24 of 27. The families of those who died in the Crans Montana fire are asking for murder charges against the bar owners. Lawyers want prosecutors to increase the charges from manslaughter, pointing to text messages that discussed the fire risk before the incident. News 25 of 27. There's concern in Albania about a flamingo revolution to protect its wetlands from development. A luxury resort, reportedly supported by the family of the U.S. president, might be built on a nature reserve rich in wildlife. This is happening in one of Europe's poorest nations, raising environmental worries. News 26 of 27. The only survivor of the Air India crash, Vishwash Kumar Ramesh, is demanding honesty and answers 1 year after the event. He was the only passenger to live through the incident in June 2025, which tragically killed 260 people. News 27 of 27. Finally, Beijing claims that spy turtles and spyfish are being used to monitor Chinese waters. The ministry says these animals have sensors attached by foreign agencies to collect sensitive sea data. China calls this an invisible secret war. Outro. That's all for this week's world news on Levelcast. We hope this update helped you practice your English listening and vocabulary. Keep learning, and we'll see you next time.